I've got to fucking see those wet ass rookies all the fucking time.
Oh God, of course you did that show. Good title though.
That was good.
I'm not doing that this year though. Just solo
Baby.
Solo baby now.
Solo. Also now at the point where I'm like, because it's called Ralph Mail, I thought, I wonder if I should have.
I didn't know it was called.
Did you not know it's called?
I'm so glad this is. I had no idea. That is not what you told me when I asked you before.
Yeah,
it was
changed.
something else. Like
It changed about 5 times.
Mate, I'm so glad that's the way I'm. You know why I loved it? The comfortability, and just the confidence you said it in.
Yeah.
Ralph O'Mail.
Ralph Mail.
Love it, mate.
And now,
Brilliant.
because I've got that, I'm now back myself in a corner. Do I have to then like start writing jokes about like taking piss out of alpha males and all these beta sigmas? I've had to look into that to be like, is there anything funny in this? There isn't.
Is the poster going to be you just sort of all gimpy looking?
Well, this is the
I'm
thing.
Ralph.
This is the thing. It has to be a gimpy poster.
Because you don't want it to come across like you're actually...
Yeah, I can't now try and look
male.
like, yeah, I'm a fucking alpha male, baby.
Yeah.
So the amount of ideas I've had, I've been like, the one recently in the last 48 hours, you know, one of those hair braids, the kind of colourful hair braids that people used to get when they were on holiday, like little 9-year-old girls.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, have one of them.
Why are you hanging out with 9-year-old girls? You said that. You know when you're on holiday.
When you're on holiday,
You're
loads
on
of
a,
9-year-old
you
girls.
you must know when you're on holiday.
You know when you're on a holiday 18 to 30, but it's actually 9 to 36. It's when you were in primary school and like all the wee girls in your class used to come back from like Turkey or something like that.
Turkey is the exact example.
And they used to get one of the wee hair braids there, and I thought,
Yeah.
oh, I could do that, and then just have a wee Peppa Pig plaster on my face or something. Something just makes me look fucking ridiculous.
Well, you've got the locks for it now, fella.
This is the thing.
Is that why you've been growing? Is this method?
This
for
is
the
it.
poster?
How can I take advantage of having this stupid hair?
Did you go into the hairdresser and say, was it one of the sides back in short and top, mate? He's like, no, I just anything that I can make a braid with. I want to look like a 9-year-old who's come back from Turkey. But even weirder, the guy's like, no problem, say no more, bro.
Yeah.
Say more.
Do it all the time, bro.
It's actually on the little board.
Yeah, on the wee posters.
It's like men's cuts and beard, 9-year-old braid. In brackets, don't be shy to ask.
Come on, hen.
Don't be shy.
That's exactly what I want to do, man. Imagine if I got that. But then I just think, would I have to get that? Do I have to stick with it? I can't. I don't know what to do.
And who's doing it for you?
This is also something I have not looked into. I'll probably get Trudy Stade to do
your braid.
Oh, the braids?
Yeah.
Right. Well, this is a suggestion I said. My girlfriend said, you can't do that. I went, could I not go one of those like Afro-Caribbean hairstylists?
See, you lost me on Afro-Caribbean, mate. I didn't care what
they
you said.
specialise
My
in hair-
arsehole just went like, it's like, I don't know where's he going with this.
Do you know what it is? Every time I come into town on the bus, I go past this place and it says we specialise in hair braids, but it's like an Afro-Caribbean hair specialist.
Mate, please go in and ask for a braid. One braid as well. That's the whitest thing you could ever do, is to go in and ask, can you just do me one braid?
I think
It's like in the films, though, you know, how that for some reason with black hairdressers, is all the guys are always
it's
sat
like the
there
barber shop.
smoking cigarettes, and you go in and ask for a braid.
One braid, please.
And you're just all like,
So who the fuck is this guy? With a Peppa Pig's plaster on my face still. So that is my idea. That's who I have nominated, but they don't know it yet. I'm going to have to walk in there and go, how much for one hair braid, please?
that's hilarious. I nearly choked on my water.
Yeah.
That is hilarious, man. Please, I mean, if anything, I mean, it's a story, isn't it? Because I bet it's, because you seem, every time I see a bit of yours, I go, how does that happen to him? Because I never, do you know what? I always think this, right, the other day, it really annoys me. Nothing happens to me.
Nah.
I never feel like any, and I think it's because I'm so internalized all the time and just like freaking out or anxious about even being on a train that I don't even really notice a lot. So when I'm writing, I mean, for a guy that does observational stuff, I need to properly...
Yeah, you're zooming in.
Need to go think about what's happening,
or
otherwise I'm lost. But every time I see it, I go, how the hell does this stuff It's like you attract this
They,
weird...
honestly, I have...
But I'm starting to understand now, because you do weird choices, like
Oh,
going
the choices are weird. In my head,
choices.
sometimes in my head, I'll go, is this a bad decision? And then automatically, this optimist image just goes, this is a fucking brilliant decision. And then 10 seconds later, my hair's on fire or something like that. And it's just, that's my constant, like, I have the red flags and I just fucking ignore them and just keep ploughing on through.
Imagine you getting that done in the first gig. Is he just back from Turkey?
Just back with your mum and dad, eh? A lovely wee tan hen.
Do you know, weirdly, I think you could come back with a braid and no one would say much about it.
That's
I think,
what
I think, no, but I think enough that, do you know, that's what I'm saying, no, with you. I think we just go, there'll be a story.
Yeah.
There'll be a reason he's done it.
Yeah.
And I think I'd go, who the hell's that? And you just go, wee Brady boy. And I'd be like,
Brady
all right.
Bunch.
Yeah, that's the Brady Bunch, right? And I'd be like, cool, man. How long am I doing? 15. That would be it. That would be the last we'd
cool,
say
Ralph.
about
On
it.
we go. Yeah, that's. I've made that decision, and I think it's a good one. I've been told it's not a good one, but you've already just validated by saying it could be a funny story. So that's where my head now goes. It's go, oh yeah, that would be a funny story.
I wouldn't trust any. I find you hilarious, so, and I think that I'm not saying other people don't, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think you could do a lot of things, mate, and I'll laugh at it because you're a funny boy to me.
Thank you very much, Joe. Thank you very
Funny boy.
much.
I know, and I don't care what other people say about you. I think
Oh,
you're very
and they say a lot.
Mate, I tell you, do you know, ever since, obviously I've had constant, it doesn't matter how much work I've done and sketches online, big question, how did you get on the Brown Jewels?
Nah, everyone's asking, right?
Everybody,
Everyone
I get
wants to know.
piles of messages going, I only want to know one thing. What's she really like in real life? And I always respond.
A wee copy and paste job for the other message.
And well, I've got it so much, so I always respond the same, and I always tell them, you know, you should never meet your heroes. Unless you really like braids. You'll be fine.
The only way to get on the Brown Jewels is just fucking rely on me being fucking shit at admin.
Mate, there's no part of me that thought, oh, Ralph's got a brand new angle on something that he wants to talk to me about. I knew that you just happened to be messaging me about on podcast.
Yeah. I was just like, fucking brilliant.
Yeah. And you know, that's how bad it is. When am I going to go, no, sorry, I'm like, yeah. What is it, 5 o'clock on a Tuesday? Yeah. What else am I going to be doing?
You are the first repeat guest. You are the first
Because I didn't get it right the first
Yeah, you fucking blew it.
I'll give him another chance.
Last podcast was 50 minutes long, edited heavily.
But it's just all slow motion, so it makes the hour. It's just like, what's up with this guy?
People do that. People listen to podcasts in slow, like, motion. Have you heard of that?
Now that surprises me because I've certainly heard the opposite. Because I know that sometimes when you get voice messages, it doubles. Is that right? You can double the speed.
Double the speed. Do you not do that?
I don't really know, mate. I honestly, man, I am such an old man when it comes to I mean, my phone, it's through there, it's really old iPhone. If I get a voice message, I mean, I like to give it the time, mate.
You giving it the full time?
The full time.
Oh,
I like to hear it as it was said. I don't like to hear it quickened up. But slow motion, that's
slow motion podcast. People do it.
And what's the reason? Is it
Don't
is it
fucking know.
A sexual thing or something?
What's that your first thing?
Well, I don't know.
Well,
Sexual
thing?
It sounds fetishy, doesn't it? Like
I
it does
suppose it
sound.
does.
The way you said it was like, you know, there's some people,
Some
not me
people,
and you,
not me,
but there is some people who like to listen to people's voices slower.
It might be sexual.
Then, mate, listen, I was talking about this the other day. Everything can be. I'm pretty. That's what fetishes are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, there'll be at least one person that probably listens to your podcast every week.
Jacks it.
But then starts it off by getting their breeks down to their ankles.
Right in, if that's you. That is fucking disturbing. There's no. This is an unwankable podcast. I'll be honest.
Listen, man, you're bringing braids. You're bringing McTernan on.
Nah,
I mean, nothing screams at alpha males more than us two sitting talking about bloody braids, does it?
9-year-olds.
9-year-olds' braids. And it's the fact that I didn't even take the mickey. You go, I think it's
Ralph, crack
I
on.
think you might.
That's why this is certified unwankable podcast. It can't be done.
I love that as a disclaimer. This podcast is certified.
Cannot be wanked to.
So settle in.
It's a tough one.
Don't you dare get on me.
Nah, that cannot have happened. Someone's messaged me to be like, "Oh, people's accents. It's never mine. People's accents on the podcast are quite nice."
What do you mean it's never you? But did they
No one's
highlight to you, mate, the Scottish accents, obviously not yours. I love them.
Yeah,
No, they are.
Mary Elaine got mentioned.
But Mary Elaine's like, I don't know, she's like beyond Scottish though, right?
Yeah, that's what I
She's
got told. I multiple people have messaged being like, "Oh, I like this person's accent on the podcast." Never mine. Never my fucking shitty wee accent.
That's a shame, man.
Oh.
I mean, I get Mary Elaine's got an original kind of tone.
Yeah.
There is a sort of...
But these aren't like British people. These are like Australians and Canadians and everything like that. So they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, wow, what an exotic person, Mary Elaine."
Well, listen, if there's anyone listening now that does like Ralph's accent, please message ahead.
Right in. And
But please refrain from wanking.
don't wank. Everything is fetishy though. Everyone, you can make anything sexual online. I mean, the amount of people that are out there like selling feet pictures and shit.
This
like
is
that,
it's not
man.
even just feet. It's the socks that feet go in.
Well,
They're buying the houses, not just the people inside. Man. It's like,
people. I saw a headline the other day. Someone's a woman who's selling vagina lollipops for £35 a go. I don't know what that entails, Joe.
I was just about to ask.
I don't know what that
was.
entails, but it was on the Daily Mirror, so it must be true.
Oh my, vagina lollipops.
Vagina lollipops. I don't know what it is.
Give them a lick.
Easy sell, very easy sell.
It is an easy sell. I mean, it's the packaging. I mean, I can see.
Yeah, it's just mad. Anytime you think of something, someone's sexualized it.
I reckon so. Well, that was the point. It's just that's what I love about the human race. You're like, how though? Because see, the thing is, I can understand feet to an extent. I don't have it. I know people that do have foot fetishes, but I don't know. I can understand it because they're kind of hidden, right? That's the only thing. That could be the wrong logic.
Yeah, it could be like the big reveal.
Neil, have you got a foot fetish?
Not currently, no.
Not currently. Oh, that's like,
Oh,
but
that's-
he's open for
Do you have any fetishes?
Not at the moment.
Right. Do you have any?
Not
I'm
at the
open.
moment. Fetishes. No, do you know the thing is? Again, that's the thing. I've always been quite.
I'm beige.
I'm very beige, and if anything that's quite fetishy, like I've never liked the bondage stuff.
No, God, no.
I've hated the idea of it. I could never. I've always thought that when you people that really like, I could never hurt somebody like that.
Oh, Joe,
I couldn't know. I mean,
Yeah.
especially I was saying this to my girlfriend. We've been together 9 years, and if she was like, go and tug the back, I'd be like, no, I
Yeah.
can't do that to you. I've sat and had bloody granola this morning.
You can't have granola and then slap someone about.
No, that's
That's a rule.
Yeah, like would you do it halfway through? Do you know what I mean? What are we
Yeah.
having for lunch? Are we going to have? Yeah. I'll show you what you're having. See what I mean? I feel
Yeah,
bad
we're
even
not. We
joking
can't do
about
it.
that.
We can't even do it.
I don't. Yeah, so I've never. But then, do you know that's the good thing about the world, isn't it, Ralph? Is everybody's different.
Everyone is different. Although, do you know when people are like, "Oh, you shouldn't kink shame." Like,
No, I
you
don't think
you shouldn't. But you can't help but go, "That's fucking mental."
I think that's the thing. But then it makes it quite irrelevant to say that you don't get it because that's why it's called a fetish. Or a
Yeah.
kink. Right. So this, in a weird way, it's obsolete saying that's weird, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
you're like, well, yeah,
Yeah, of course it is. It's
because
a
that's
fetish.
why it's called that. It's
Otherwise, it's just be
specific
normal.
to that person. Because I suppose if you take the sexual thing out of it, how many fetishes we have in normal life that are probably bonkers to everybody?
Like what, do
Well,
you think?
people that put milk in first and the
Oh,
tea.
Christ.
That's fetishy to me. I'm like, there's obviously something wrong with you.
Are you talking? I've seen people do milk in first and then cereal on top of the milk.
I mean, that's madness.
That's mad.
What do they like to feel like the little sugar puffs are
Yeah, and then
committing
they're
suicide?
crushing it in.
They're pouring them in.
It's madness. People always go, "Oh, the milk in the tea bag." I was like, I've seen milk in cereal.
That is bizarre.
Why would you do that?
I don't. This is what I mean. People are just bonkers.
Yeah.
Mate, I used to have a weird. There's a fetishy thing. There you go. I used to like to make myself sneeze when I was younger. That was a weird one. See, that must be fit. Not there was nothing sexual about it.
No.
I just like making myself sneeze. So I'd like
How'd you do that?
sort of just get like little bits of like tissue.
Uh-huh.
This was when I was really young, and I'd sort of just
Jab it up?
jab it in the nostril, aggravate the nostrils slightly, and I'd sneeze. Then that's
How
quite
often?
weird.
Yeah. But would you like loads of sneezes?
Well, I mean,
Well, they say it.
I wouldn't do 8 because apparently that equals
An orgasm?
An orgasm,
That's what
doesn't
I
it?
was about to
in
say,
in
how
the
many?
rule. So I'd always stop at 7 because I'm not
you
I'm
did
not
it.
a beast, you know. But But yeah, that's quite.
You didn't want to be on the bus giving yourself 7 sneezes and then jizz in your pants.
I wouldn't do this on the bus. See, then this is where you get. Well, if it's not weird, why are you not doing it on the bus, Joe?
Yeah,
but
why not doing it?
I did think it must be a little bit weird,
Yeah.
isn't it? You ever heard anybody doing
No,
that?
I've never heard anything like that.
Neil, have you ever heard anybody doing that?
I have now.
You have now, first
shame,
time. I bet
no
there's
shame.
lots of. I'd be curious if you do this. Let Ralph know
Yeah.
anonymously.
Also, this is Neil's first time like taking this podcast. He's going to be like, what in the fuck is this podcast about?
This is quite. This is quite tame, isn't it? From the price. No, it's usually quite nice. I'm surprised how quickly we've got into that, though.
I know, but that's our minds, isn't it? Filth bags.
Well, it must be. I didn't think it was. I had a really pleasant walk here, and there was never one part of me that thought anything like this. And then as soon as I came in, I was like
Corrupted.
by feet and braids. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think we should. I'll not kink shame you for the sneezing. It's not.
Well, it
not-
wasn't. It's not. Yeah, it's just. It was more of a habit, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not like biting your nails, is it? It's like.
I do that.
I'm really bad for biting my nails.
Yeah.
Really bad.
I
I did that just before I came in. I don't even. It's like, do you do it like? I'll do it like, oh, cut my nails now.
Yeah.
And do it all like.
I mean, to be fair, I do it at all different times, so I've kind of just got like one.
You've got like one. Yeah.
I've kind of got. Oh, that'll be like in a few days. That one will be ready.
Yeah.
Like
People think you're a guitar player because you've got like one big
yeah,
long nail.
but I'm very lazy with it. I'm not very.
I've just not got around to it yet. But
No, I'm very lazy. So sometimes I'll be like, all right, well, that's a wee one.
I love
But,
it.
but to be fair, I never even think about it.
No.
To me, that's normal.
So that's the thing, but then it isn't, is it? It's quite.
Probably isn't. People are probably
Abnormal.
right just now hear that we bite our nails and going, ugh.
But is it actually? So hang on a minute, because how would cavemen have cut their nails? They wouldn't have nail cleaning what? Like a rock?
On the rocks?
Someone's back?
On a wee
To
dinosaur?
scrub it down? Or that's maybe the thing. Maybe there was some sort of creature, like
Yeah.
I don't know, Ralph, some sort of amphibian. But,
That's wondering where you were going. A wee amphibian.
and then maybe it just had a little snapping turtle, maybe.
Oh.
And maybe the
That's
turtle
on the
would come in.
Flintstones. I'm sure that's on the Flintstones.
Yeah, but they'd put their fingers in it, would nip them off.
Right, so if we don't find the nails bite, what do you find disgusting about people, like habits? Again, on the subject of that,
Go on.
see when people do the toenail clippers and you hear that,
Yeah.
does
that infuriate
that's
you?
one of the top 3 things in my life.
Make you sugly. Is it really?
It is that fucking boils my blood. Like, honest to God, I hear that. I fell out with my mate on holiday one time because we were sitting in the hotel room before we were going out, and he just started doing it, and I went, "Is there any chance you can go and do that in the toilet?" And he'd be like, "I'll be over in a minute." And he just went, "Oh," and I was sitting there like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Do you know what noise I get that with? I really hate the noise of pouring. Do you know, like if somebody, like a kettle, and I know it's meant to be a really soothing noise, like nice on it, it drives me insane, and I don't know why it is. It's I can't even explain it.
They do it on off menu,
Yeah.
you know, on like the podcast, and then they do it as a wee filler noise in between sections. It goes like,
See,
and I
even
go,
that thing.
get that fucking off
So
the
you're
podcast.
the same?
Oh, it kills
I'm
me.
glad to hear you, like, because every time I say that to people, they're like, "No, it's a very soothing noise.
No.
Like you're about to have a cup of chamomile." And
Jerry
calm down."
Seinfeld's Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Again, he does
that.
That's
I
a wee
can't stand it.
filler bit in between all the scenes. A wee coffee cup.
Well, some people might. What's it called? Is it
ASMR.
ASMR. What does it even stand for? I don't even know.
Audio sensory motivation. Neil.
That's a weird. Who's Neil? Is that the
think
guy that
it's-
invented it?
Autonomous sensory meridian response.
Meridian. You
Meridian.
could have gave me 100 guesses, and Meridian
Meridian's
would never
not in
have
there.
been the M. I would have said motivational or motion or
Motion.
something.
Yeah.
Meridian. What
Yeah.
is this? A bloody Final Fantasy game or something? Meridian. What does that mean?
I don't get ASMR. Yes, I can't even say it.
Do you know what I would like with it? I watched one once, and I liked the hair cutting ones, like the snipping and the sort of, bzz and I didn't mind that. Don't get me wrong though, I wasn't going.
You went jacking it as you were doing it.
Yeah, no,
You
I
weren't rubbing your
sort of
nips.
went. Oh, I can maybe see why people like it.
Yeah.
but I wasn't. You know, I was like, if there was sneezing, I'd be loving this. But it's like. But no, I didn't really love it or anything.
Nah.
But I kind of went, I can see it. But do you know what I felt with it? It feels awkward, especially when they whisper.
Yeah.
So it's like, it makes me feel like embarrassed. Like somebody's watching us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she's like, especially if it's a girl. Because it's a weird thing. If you said, there you go talking about kinks, that's one. Because if your girlfriend said, what are you watching there? And then you took the headphones out and somebody going, "Hey, would you like me to cut another bit of hair?" She'd be like, "What the hell is wrong with
give
you?"
you a hair braid.
A wee braid for a wee boy. You'd be going, "What?" Like,
Yeah,
I think it's a weird thing, but it's...
Yeah, everyone's doing that in private. No one's listening to that on the bus.
I
on
find it,
loudspeaker.
yeah, I did feel like I was doing something wrong when I
feel a
typed
wee-
it in.
a wee
I
bit
did.
naughty.
I opened it up in private, I'll be honest.
Oh, of course you did.
Yeah,
of course
and
you
I
did.
didn't think it would be that bad, but I did think,
Yeah,
keep that between me and myself, that one.
I've never found anything that does it for me like that. My friend listens.
Is it supposed to be sexual, do they?
I think some people can. Some people use it to drift off to sleep.
Yeah, I thought it was more
As a wee relaxing
because that's why
thing.
I tried it.
But other people, you know, they're flogging the dolphin, Jojo.
Are they really?
They bloody are.
They bloody are.
They bloody are.
Pigs.
9
Absolute pigs.
fucking animals.
No, see, because that's why I was having trouble sleeping, and somebody had suggested it to me to listen to it, and
Didn't work.
no, I didn't. I don't know. No,
It's either for you or it's not.
that's the thing. I was. That's what I'm saying. It was more kind of like I kept feeling like it was somebody just wouldn't let me sleep.
Yeah.
So every time I would go and she's like, "Is that what you did? You're right there, pal. You're right." And it's scratching her face. You're right. And I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, nah, I
How's
can't do
it?
it.
Yeah.
My friend listens to one, a very specific one of it's an American woman going through a supermarket and like organising shelves in supermarkets.
It's
So
an ASMR.
as an ASMR, like a very specific one. So,
What a 9 to 5 job is an ASMR now.
and this woman's like, I'm just organising like the hair clips on the shelves. And she went, is that mental? And I went, yeah, that's fucking mental.
Now tell me something. Was this woman on shift while
I don't
she
even
was
know if
doing
she's,
this?
I don't even know if she's on shift or if she's just like a mad woman just going through a supermarket.
Because what a great way to maintain a second income
A side
while
hustle.
being at your own job. So is she at Lidl's? And you're like, what are you up to today, Karen? Oh, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna do these shelves. I think we've got to take the bread rolls in and stuff. But but is it like
She's
FBI?
mic'd up.
She's wired up,
Mic'd up.
and she's like underneath. She's like, and they're like, can
we frisk you for wearing a wire?
No, it's like I wear a wire, and the next minute she's, salivating over the bloody cucumbers. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what it is. But very clever. If she makes money out of it, mate, I'm all for it. On yourself.
I don't actually know if that's the deal. I think it might be.
But then what's the alternative? They go, "Hi, John," that's the manager. "Hi, John.
Yeah.
Listen,
come into the office.
can I come in tonight at 11 p.m. after the
Why?
shop shut? Can you keep open a few hours? Why is that? Oh, because I want to go and feel up some turnips and put it on YouTube. Is that all right?
Actually, Margaret, it's not all right. Actually, I need to talk to you about your behaviour, actually. You notice you've been groping the tomatoes.
Would you think she'd be using it? It's like, well, everybody else goes out for cigarette breaks and I don't get them.
That's the one. People do that.
he's
Just
like,
give me a wee 15 minutes. Fucking groping the veg. Ugh. I don't know. That could be it. If she is doing that, hats off to the woman. That is a
Absolutely.
sweet side hustle.
See, this is the thing. I don't know this world.
But people, that's like my friend uses that to relax, but could be some out there jacking it.
Jacket potato. What was your big plans then? Because you said you had big plans.
I mean, you were talking. Your show is all about like what was it? Is it the best? Hold on, I've got it written down.
What have you've got it so wrong there.
Hold on.
No,
life
don't-
advice that won't change your
Don't
life.
you, I wish you hadn't read it. What were you going to go best?
The
medicine?
worst advice you've ever.
Yeah, you've been given
Given.
by a chameleon.
Have you ever had? I always think a few people have mentioned on this like the worst and like best advice they've ever been given. Mm-hmm. You've had what's the worst advice you've ever had?
I don't know. I try not to give it out as much sometimes.
But do you ever get it though? That's the thing. Do you ever get it?
People love to give you advice. Especially in comedy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've had that from other like older comedians. Like just calm down. You like the fire will burn out you eventually, and you're like, well, let me find that out. You
fucked.
miserable shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm happy now, but I know what they mean because obviously I'm certainly not as we're not as chipper as we were. Remember when we started?
God, no.
God, if we got one laugh, we were like that. Comedian.
Yeah.
But now it's like
Jaded, baby.
well, I don't know if it's jaded, but I think it is when you start making money from it, and it should become like a job. I mean, if anybody else in the world was at their job being consistently happy about it. Like imagine Scott Mid
Psycho.
zooming in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love my life. Oh, I got it. You're touching the turnips again. Wait. Like it would be weird, wouldn't it? And it was like, so I don't know if, but I'm saying that, and I know I just did an article thing yesterday.
What?
And
Billy, big dog.
You said that like a jealous.
Articles, are you? Can you articles you've been writing?
It's no, I've not written it. It's just it's a question thing. It's very awkward for me, Ralph. I don't know why you've done that to me.
What was it? I thought you made it sound like you were writing an article.
No, I wasn't. Right, I had to write responses. So somebody was sending questions.
I get you now.
It was all quite like. And funnily enough, the question was, what's your advice? And this is what I'm saying. I don't want to contradict myself because I did put something, and I suppose the thing I did put, and I think this is the only one that I genuinely believe is relevant to anybody, and I've always really liked consistency is key. Mm-hmm. It's my favourite one, and I think it's the most. It's not got any fat on it or any frilly bits. I think if you just keep to that your whole life, because this is the thing. Certainly in comedy, the amount of people, certainly when you start. I remember this when I started. You're asking people constantly, aren't you? How do you get that gig? How do you do this? How do you get those laughs? What am I doing wrong? Blah blah blah. And you're kind of probably annoying all the other comics that have been going for 10 years. They're going, shut up, man.
Yeah.
But it's because you're so curious to get you. Well, it's not even curious. You're desperate.
Oh fuck!
To get there. But you tell me people that haven't stuck at something and made a job out of this, because you don't even have to be brilliant at comedy. If you keep going,
be reliable.
As long as you get a 20 minutes together that makes people laugh, I think you can make money out of this.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's the thing in life. If you're just consistent and you just get up, and it's not even about getting up every day. This is another thing. This is what I talk about in my show. It's not even about get up every day at 6:30. It's not going to happen. Unrealistic. I mean, some people live their life like that and they're all jacked up, muscled up and stuff. But I'm like, when are you seeing your kids? Yeah. When are you doing anything fun? Like
those people are drips.
Well, this is the thing. And it's like, so... I think that's a good one. Consistency is key. I've lived by that. Look, this is what you're doing. You've constantly kept doing this, and I love that because there is so many times I've seen people start podcasts.
Oh, they come
3
and they
episodes in, and it's gone. You're like, what happened to that bloody idea?
Yeah.
And it's because people want the quick gratitude.
Yeah,
from
people
it.
message me like, "Oh, it's part of my wee Thursday routine," and that. And I'm like, "Oh, that's nice."
Does that not blow your mind?
Oh, even it fucking blows my tits off,
dude. It's like, dude, if you've got even 10 people, man, that are sitting going, "Oh, Brown Joe's is out tonight," what a thing to have achieved, I think.
Do you know the most mental thing is? I was at a wedding, and the guy across from me at the table, we just literally just sat down. I think his name was Morgan. I hope he's still listening. If you're not, fuck you, Morgan. Yeah. And he went. You've
got a shit accent.
No, it was not. He went, "I recognise your voice."
No way.
And I went. He went, "What do you do?" And I was kind of like, when he's like awkward as fuck. And he went, I'm a comedian. He's like, I listen to your podcast.
That's honestly,
and I was just like,
brilliant.
I went, what the fuck?
So whoever's saying they don't like your accent is wrong then.
Fuck everyone that says they don't like my accent. I don't think they've said it's not like my accent. I just think they're just not complimented it.
Listen, man, let's not like.
I tell you what, if you get loads of messages from your accent. Don't anyone message Joe about his accent this week. I tell you what.
It is a big one, though. I know what you mean, especially if it's American people love Scottish accents for some reason.
They love
Which is funny because American accent is great on us.
Oh my good God. I like some of them. I like the real southern ones.
Southern, well, you're a bit racist, aren't you? And it sounds better in that voice, doesn't it?
Anything of the southern, like that, any of the kind of like wanky ones, I'm just like, no, the kind of ones that are like really like drawn out. Like.
Do you know, I saw a video today on Instagram and it was Miley Cyrus talking and she's like, that's the thing about making music. And then somebody cut in one of the droids from Star Trek on. It's like, sir, we have to go to the network. And I was like, that's so good. And do you know what I love about that? Do you know, we can sit for hours on end trying to come up with funny stuff.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's just somebody in the world will just think, because she sounds like one of the droids, but it's so funny. It's
so
like,
good.
Have you seen the parrot? Have you seen the Scottish parrot?
No.
Oh, Ralph, you would love this. Specifically, you would love this. So I must have been an algorithm thing. Like I must have liked one parrot video and I was just, bombarded with loads of parakeets and everything for ages. but one of them's Scott, and she's learned I can't remember the girl's name, but she's learned or had it to talk, but it's got a Scottish accent.
Oh, beautiful.
And honestly, dude, it's like you'll just be sitting up at the window. I'll go, shut the windows, head. And she's got this, and it's like I think her dad's called Tam, and she's like, "Fuck up, Tam." And honestly, it's absolutely brilliant. It's one of the fun. I was on it watching the videos for ages the other day. Fantastic.
I love that shit, man. What do you do? Like, because I'm honestly, I'm in dire need of doing something else. Are there some other kind of like hobby or something like that? I feel like I'm just getting fucking boring.
Dude.
I'm just doing comedy.
Mate, I am exactly the same, and it gets pointed out to me all the time that I do not have a hobby. My only hobby is probably watching films, which I know sounds
good,
but it's so close to what I do. And because I make stuff, there's a part of my brain that's going, oh, look, the light in there. Well, that's an interesting shot. How did they do the makeup on that guy?
Yeah.
If it's a comedy specifically, oh, that's really well written. I've never done that. You know, how could I write like... So my head's still working.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I know, people that fish and stuff. I go, I wish I had something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But nothing bloody interests me. Fishing doesn't appeal to me. I think that the idea is sitting for too long doing the same thing anyway in life. And people find it relaxing. I'd be like, oh, I've caught a salmon, man. Come on, let's go home. Like, it would be,
I want to eat the salmon.
This is it. And it's like, so and I haven't got, it's so funny you brought that. I haven't got anything.
Same. I keep thinking to myself, like, I need something.
See, this is the other thing, though. It's like, is it a social thing, or is it something by yourself you'd like to do?
I couldn't give a fuck. As long as it's just another wee something.
Yeah.
So that my mind isn't just constantly going like,
Comedy.
Get a podcast. I need something.
Mate, it's such a good point, man. I don't know what it would be for me either. It's like I used to paint, but again, creative. It's like I think I need... Do you know what I even see this sometimes with my career, right? I was saying this, I was saying to my agent the other day, it was like, sometimes it's like, see when he phones and he's go, I've got you this, whatever it is, next week. And I'm always go, oh, good. Because it's something I don't have to work on from the start now.
Yeah.
I can just turn up, and if it's a script or like an adverty thing or something, it's everything's there and I can just do it.
Yeah.
And I love, and it's honestly, see little things like that, I go, I wish I had more of that. And you'll know what I mean by this. Everything's constantly us at the start of it. What next?
Oh my God.
What? That never worked. What next? And it just sometimes the frustration of constantly creating from nothing, that's what gets me, and then relates to the hobby thing, because I'm like, I don't want to do this at all. So then I end up doing nothing with my day because I'll be sitting not writing and stuff. And I need, God, I don't know what it would be. I'm not sporty.
Nah.
I hate moving.
Same. Any exercise. My family were on it the other day, like, when are you gonna? I was like, I was eating a cake, and they were like, when are you gonna start exercising more often? And I was just like,
wow, you were eating your little cake.
I was eating a cake, and they went, do you have cake after almost every meal? And I go, almost every meal.
I love a little cake.
Love a cake.
I've got a sweet tooth. I've been on a diet recently. It's been horrible. So I wasn't going full keto, but it was a kind of really low carb diet, and it's mostly chicken, eggs, red meat.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Joe.
And broccoli and stuff like that.
Oh, God.
And it's honestly made me so miserable.
Yeah, can't do it.
And it's the reason I was doing it is obviously because of my show at the Fringe. I have to try all this stuff out, because obviously the idea of the show is, because it's called Life Advice That Won't Change Your Life, and it is based on that kind of stuff. Like,
so you're going to try loads of stuff?
Well, I've tried most of them now. So, but they're, keep in mind, these aren't big things. Like, so the travelling's a big one, right?
Right.
But I've not done anything massive. But I travel every weekend, on trains, and on, I'm always on the go. It makes me want to end life. So that's not helped my life.
Or when they say, what they're saying, like traveling will change your life.
I think travelling and I think they probably...
Did they not mean like fucking Thailand and not Stockport?
But where am I getting the money from that? This is the thing.
That's the thing. I don't know if we can do that.
Everything they say, and you go, oh yeah, mate, I've just got $3,000 sitting there. And these motivational guys are always like, money doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter.
Always
I can't get to Thailand without it, can I?
They're always minted. All these motivational people are caked up in money. That's the first
only
thing.
reason they make money is because they do this stuff. This is the thing I was saying the other day. I bet you do it as well. Do you watch, like, when you're like, oh, I'm going to put a video out the podcast, I bet you're watching how to go viral online, how to optimize your video the best way for...
I've looked at best times
to post, all this kind of stuff. you watch these guys and they go, I got my first 50,000, and you're like,
I hate them.
because you're literally saying this is how you do this, but you're doing it. I want to see someone that does, I made a channel that's about, planting, vegetables, turnips. Let's go back to, I don't know why this is such a veg-heavy episode. And saying, I'm going to make a YouTube, and then going, I've got 20,000 subscribers now from burning fucking turnips.
Yeah.
How cool is that? And then everybody would be like, well, how did you do that then?
Yeah.
Then that would be somebody I'd watch. But the amount of times you're like, how much, but then you're making so much money from us going in and going, how do you do that?
Yeah.
And they go, well,
fucking keep watching.
keep watching.
Here's another clip here.
Exactly. And it's always the same stuff. I always sometimes sit and I go, what did they even say? Like sometimes you go, the thing is when you're posting your video at a certain time, you got to make sure the analytical data is at the right point. And you're like, and you're sort of taking notes. Have you read the notes? It makes no fucking sense, man.
Yeah.
And it's just honest to God. And it's like, this is the thing that it annoys me so much about it, because it makes you feel so inadequate, but it's a lie, man. It's like, this is all these motivational videos, these muscly dudes, they are committing their life so much. I bet their kids don't see them.
Oh, no way.
If you're that jacked up and you're like, and I like do these things, travel around the world, I'm on muscles. Like, when are you petting your cat, mate?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Poor cat's in the cupboard thinking it's neglected, but he's got muscles. It's fine. And I think that's the thing. I wanted to write the show about, because I did do this is the kind of thing I'm talking about in the show. This started for me when I was, I think like everybody during COVID, everybody was lost, and it was that. Remember that period when they went, oh, it's opening back up?
Yeah.
And we all went, no, because I'm fat and I've got nothing, and all these plans that I had.
6 weeks.
Yeah, just because I talked about doing a podcast doesn't mean I actually want to do it. And it was that realization that, oh God, now everything that we were talking about we might have to do. So I started looking at this stuff and going, right, I'm actually, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I watched these things, I tried it. Mate, drinking water's a big one. You see me with a little bottle of water, I've hardly touched it. It's like, drinking water is one of the worst experiences I've ever been in my life. Drinking more water than I used to.
Really?
I'm never out the toilet, man. I'm off trains. I've literally had to get off, like on my way in, trains usually have toilets on them.
Yeah.
But if I've ever been getting like a coach or something, and the toilet's broken.
Oh my God, that's the end of me.
Dude, I have to get off I've had to get off a coach and pay for another one because I can't go to the next bus and go, I was a pee boy, can I get on this one? I just have to buy another ticket because I've drank so much water. So if there's not, and it's like, it does make you feel better. Like, I get it, right? It does make you feel better.
Yeah.
But then that's bad, because then I'm just more aware of how shit everything is. Like, it doesn't change my life.
But someone say, oh, you'll sleep better at night. I piss loads in the middle of the night.
I'm up all night.
I'm up all night pissing, not sleeping.
This is the thing. And I did notice though, because when I was drinking water, man, I noticed how little I drink water, right? Because I don't know if you do the same, but like, do you know the scene in films where like they drag somebody's drowned in the water and they drag them out onto the beach, and they're dead, and they're like, no, and there's always one guy that's like tries to give them the thing, he's slamming their chest, and then finally the water, and they're like, oh my God, really? Put that in reverse. That's me drinking water. It's always at like a sink, and I'm just like, like, and I'm like, what? Why am I that desperate? That's how little water I drank in my life that I actually was just like, it was the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Have you seen the amount of water you need to drink in a day? Like,
dude, it's crazy.
Have you seen like the people that get those things, like a big jug, and they go, all right, this is my water for the day, and you go, that's mental.
Do you know what the thing is? It doesn't make sense to me as well scientifically. Right, because our bodies are 70% water, right? If you drink that amount of water,
I don't think that
like,
can be right, John.
But that's like 30% of your body mass that you're drinking. So surely if you drink that amount
you're
of water,
100% water.
You're 100% water.
I see when people say these things.
Like, so when I finish this bottle, you'll be sort of saying thanks and welcome to the
puddle.
Puddle. Yeah, thanks for the puddle for
Puddle
coming
McTernan.
along. Puddle McTernan.
I don't think when you go, oh, it's 70%. I think that's bullshit. I think when I hear things like that people just trot out all the time, I go, I bet that's not true.
Well, do you know what the thing is? Because you think about what's in you, you're like, it cannot be. You think about 70%, so you're like, only 30% is like my pancreas.
That can't be right. Because let's look at what did you say?
My pancreas.
These are your panties.
My panties. I count them as part of the never off.
No, whenever I hear things like that, there's that. And then when people go, oh, a swan could break your arm,
I love
go,
that one.
That's fucking not true. There's no way a swan could break your arm with its fucking wing.
Do you know the thing is why they get away with that? Who's tried it?
Exactly.
Nobody's trying it because the only time you're ever going to be seeing a swan is when you're having quite a nice day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You'll be having a picnic or something. Nobody wants to get their arm broken when they're having a little.
It wouldn't happen.
No.
Honestly, it'd be like, oh yeah, but the force of the wing would break you. Wait, fuck.
But imagine it wasn't in the way that you thought, because I think the way they say it,
It might
it's
just
like it's
twist
right.
your arm behind
Imagine
your
it,
back.
you just go out and it just goes, ah, yeah, you're
Hit you with a wee
you're like,
hammer.
he's right enough. He's snapped that right
Absolutely
enough.
fucking broke it perfectly.
Swan's like, could you tell everybody else? Because I'm sick of people trying it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to break your arm.
But you've made me.
But you've made me.
You forced my wing.
You forced my wing. Don't point at me like you.
Fucking nailed that one. Nailed that interaction.
So there's another one that butterflies only live for a day. That's
No, that can't be true.
It's bollocks, apparently.
Who's tracking that?
But that's the thing. Well, it depends, and I suppose it's. I mean, there must be some cases that's happened, but I don't know where that came from. That they've lived their whole. Because I used to think that was really sad that they lived their whole life as a slow, fat caterpillar and nobody taking them seriously.
Would you be?
And then he comes out and he's like, or she comes out and big beautiful wings and flies about.
What's
and
the
then
point? What's the
dies.
point of the wee cocoon? What's it called?
I think it's called a cocoon.
What's the wee process called? Can we get it? Process of a butterfly. Hold on, Neil's on it.
I think it's called the meridian effect.
Tell us, what does it begin with?
I've just remembered what it is off the top of my head. I think it starts
All
with
right,
an
Neil.
M.
What is it?
M.
An
M.
Metamorphosis.
Is it really?
Oh shit!
I'm really impressed with
I'm
that.
fucking
From the
ready.
pair of yous, by the way. Neil, well done for the top of your head.
What the hell?
Top
Yeah,
of
there's no
Neil's
way
head.
you're going through.
I would like to know what else was on the top of Neil's head, because that was bloody quick.
That is excellent. Fucking hell, Neil, you're on the pod next week, mate.
You ever thought about going on the chase?
Yeah, that can't be right. You can't go through the whole cocoon process and then like, oh, he's dead.
Well, I think no.
Bullshit.
But then, because that's the thing, and I never challenged it because I never understood why what the science behind it was. Well, is the bees die when they sting you? That's another
I don't
one.
think that was real.
See, that's another one that I thought.
I've been stung a lot by bees and they seem to just fuck off and fly away.
But one did sting me and die though,
Yeah.
and that's what made me think. And it was so weird, and I couldn't understand what was happening. It used to be when I had a flat that I could actually climb out the window, and it wasn't really about. I don't think we were supposed to do it, but it was like on the roof that you could sit. I was just sitting out there having a cigarette, and then this bloody bee like buzzing down, and I sort of just looked at it the whole way, and it just landed on my knee and stung me, and then just keeled over. And I said,
You little bastard.
and it was the first time I've ever been stung by a bee, but I thought, he's on his last legs, right? That's what, because he was, and he saw me, and I thought,
There he is.
why is that? What was wrong with him? That's
Have you done a sketch about bees or
That's
something?
the thing, because everybody thinks bees are great, and I'm like, but he on his last wishes thought, I'm going to fly over. You can't do it, Barry. I can't. I'm going to fly over and sting this guy, because I'm pretty sure he made himself look all like, I'm a bumblebee, and I was like, oh, and then he just landed and and I was so upset.
That's another one I don't believe. That if you kill bees, the whole ecosystem will fucking crumble. Don't believe it.
Oh, mate, this is so funny. This is like when I feel like I've not known that you're like this mad conspiracy theorist, and I know we're 2 minutes off of COVID being a whole fucking hoax as well. Because
COVID's real, for the record.
You've got me in, you've brought me in with swans, and it's a very good tactic you've done there. Bring me in with some swans breaking out, and then you're now going in, the
bees didn't even
the
exist.
bees, and climate, well, not climate change, it's shite, innit? Anyway, goodbye, everybody.
That's us. Goodbye from me and Puddle McTernan.
That's where that guy recognised you at the wedding just for all your hate rallies. I recognise your voice. You're the guy that doesn't think the sun exists.
Oh my god, I know someone who used to think the sun and the moon were the same thing.
Oh,
Absolute dipshits.
I knew somebody that used to think the world was actually in black and white
What?
because the films, they genuinely thought that that's how we were kicking about. And I was like, what do you think happened?
Yeah.
Somebody just went, oh, hang on, guys.
There we go, colour. Suppose I know a girl that thought...
Was God a dog? And then somebody else took over.
We'll take
The
over.
cat took over. Hang on.
Fucking, it's got colour. I know a girl who thought that bears were a mythical creature.
Brilliant.
Bears.
Bears.
Fucking just real life bears were just like a myth.
I was thinking about bears the other day.
What are you thinking about?
Do you know it's kind of connected? I maybe shouldn't say because I'm actually probably going to do a bit about it in my show, but I've not quite got it right. But I was thinking this. bears. So this is another one of these things. How long do bears hibernate for?
Winter.
Right. How long is what? Like 3 months.
Yeah, surely.
Right. So this is the thing this is why I think that we're ruined as I think we should just give up as mankind, right? And I don't know why we never have with bears. Bears are apex predators.
They are.
Right? And they sleep for 3 months a year.
Yep.
They come out and they go, fish dead, bye, but back to the cave, see you later.
Yeah.
Nobody's in that cave going, come on, wake up, mate. At 6:30
Seize
every
the
morning.
day.
Come on,
Seize the day.
you drink me bloody water. Nobody's doing that. And it's like, how humped are we that we're having to do all that stuff? And if we slept for 3 months, I mean, imagine what you get.
Oh my God.
That would be it. Imagine you lost 3 months a year. You wouldn't be putting your bloody podcast.
See, when people go, like, even when you sleep past 2 o'clock in the afternoon, people go, fucking lazy bastard.
That's
thing. 1 day.
Mate, I don't sleep in as much as I used to. But I used to do that. What do I think about that now? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Waking up and going,
You fucking
Jesus.
lazy bear.
But that was the problem. I remember at a point in life when I just thought, there's nothing worth doing. Like, and you'd get up at 9 and go, nah. Sleep it off. What a miserable existence. And I feel like I wasted a lot of my younger life doing that.
Yeah.
I think now I get up, I'm just need to pee all bloody night. So I'm up at
fucking hell,
6:30
man.
anyway.
Oh, that's the first thing. Pee.
Dude.
3 during the night. Are we just old men?
The thing
I just
is,
had a wee
I
realisation.
don't think we're old enough to be like that yet. But maybe we
We're
are.
just drinking too much water.
I've been drinking too much water.
I
That's
think we
the
have.
problem.
I need a piss after this.
Dude, you think I'm not going to be in there after you?
Neil, we fucking right after it.
We'll be racing
3 of
you.
us just crossing swords in the toilet.
Now we've found out what Neil's fetish is. That's good.
Welcome to the podcast, Neil. Welcome. Right. Joe, before you go, there's a new segment on the show that you wasn't around in December when you came on the last time.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's called, I've just named the segment in the head. It's called Suggest a Guest, where you get to recommend or suggest someone I have to try and get on the podcast. It can be anybody, absolutely anybody, and I've got to try and get them on the podcast as a future guest.
Now, I'm going to... Right, so what I love about this, right, and I want to make it possible,
Oh, you bastard.
but then also, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah, do that.
You ready?
Go for it.
Barry Chuckle.
Oh,
Or
is
Paul
he dead?
Chuckle.
One of them's dead.
That one is impossible. Paul Chuckle. Because you know why? I think he means a lot to our childhoods, right? And I know a lot of people might not know who Paul Chuckle is, but I also think that I reckon if you bumped into Paul Chuckle in Morrison's and said, you want to do my podcast, I think he'd do it.
Hold on. I've got a cameo from one of the Chuckle brothers. And I'm not even fucking joking. Where is it?
Is that a fair suggestion? Like, somebody that you could maybe get, but I'm not making it impossible for you.
So funny you've mentioned someone I've actually got a cameo from.
Is it because, pardon me, you're a fan of Paul Chuckle?
No, my girlfriend did loads of like cameos for me before this podcast started as a way to help promote it. So she got Barry from EastEnders, Shan,
Sean Williamson, yeah.
one of the Chuckle brothers, and
What, to talk about the Brown Jewels?
I just went, "Hi, Ralph, I'm a big fan of the Brown Jewels," and I've never put them out.
Mate, I cannot believe you're sitting on this gold dust and you've never put them out. What do you mean you've got Paul Chuckle going, oh, I love the Brown Jewels, and you've never put it out?
Oh, I've got Francis Bourgeois as well, the guy, the train guy.
I don't know who that is. Oh, he's brilliant, man. I love him.
I've got him doing a train one.
He's brilliant. I love him. Every time he pops up on Insta, he cheers me up. Yeah, I was going to say it is a podcast. You can edit that in. Sorry, do you want me to hang on, do you want me to react like I've just watched it?
Right, okay. And
Right.
3, 2, 1.
God, you weren't lying. That's amazing.
Can't believe he called you a racist.
What, to me?
You knew you were coming on.
You missed that. I went, come on, Ralph.
Oh,
I cannot
let's do that.
believe you've left me on that. I was so happy with that. That was like
Right.
that was like what when the high five and somebody messages you, it's like 100 times worse.
I was not thinking. I'm too busy trying to set my
Mate,
clap.
I was shocked.
Right, from the top.
No,
Say
he's
that.
gone.
He's been trying
No,
to.
you don't
He's
deserve
been
it.
racist to you.
No, to me.
To me.
Oh,
I don't know where this is. Where the fuck is Paul?
oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear, oh
Come
dear.
on, man!
To me, to you.
Ralph does this. Do you know what? I was thinking last time he really pissed me off when I was on it because he didn't know anybody I was talking about. And this time I thought he's got away with it. I thought, actually, I've enjoyed myself. And right at the end, you've humped me twice on Chuckle Brother.
Only because I've been too concentrating on this video from Paul Chuckle or Barry Chuckle, the non-dead one. Right, I can't fucking find it. That's fucking annoying. Anyway, tune in next week.
What an ending.
What an end to the show. What an end.
Oh, I just punched.
What an end.
I accidentally punched him out. I did. That wasn't me
raging.
actually raging.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thanks so much, Joe.
Mate, it was lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you. Now let's go and do spandex.
Yeah. Oh, we're kicking
Come on, get away. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye. Oh, that's so funny.